Hey, ladies and gentlemen, may I ask for your attention again? As announced this morning, after our press conference, we'll have the next press highlight. It is the partner discussion. The partner discussion has a nice topic. It's called the value of data. Obviously, data value is increasing, and we're very curious, actually, on how our partners think about this. The partner panel is moderated by our Chief Customer Officer, Mr. Eric Duffaut.
Okay, good afternoon again. I recognize some faces at least. That's good news. So we have some loyal guys here with us. So data, call that the Internet of Things, the industrial internet, regulatory compliance, real-time events, of course consumer behavior that gets more and more, of course, important, not only in retail, banking and many other things. Call that product design and usage, social comments. The list clearly of converging data sources is almost endless. And to paraphrase one old, let's say, or ex-North American president, Bill Clinton, it's all about the data stupid, right? But here, we are not talking about stupid data. We will not, I promise. We will, today, in software, any enterprise can really gain an understanding of their business real time. And we know how important it is. Everybody says the data is the next currency, or to be clear, even today's currency. As you know, this is how you can change your business, your operations, your relationship with consumers and customers, and even how you build our product, and certainly learn about how your product are used, compared to, of course, going to the drawing board in a way clearly that today is very different than what we have seen before. And how customers will use the endless possibilities provided by these many data sources in 5 years from now is clearly, again, unimaginable. But we'll make a start today with many of our great partners that are here on the booth, and that will share with you their experience and, of course, our experiences. We're going to touch about the industrial internet, as I said. We're going to talk about the impact on dealing with consumers and customers. We're going to talk about regulatory and social works, as I said, and more importantly, how we can together offer a real 360-degree view of customers in real time. That's the power of the data, and therefore it is my pleasure, I need to play with these cards, to welcome here on stage some of our very, very loyal and exciting partners. I will start with Capgemini. Wolfgang, could you please join us? Hey, Wolfgang, please take a seat. Let's go there. We have Anatol Sagal from CrossVista, CTO and founder. Anatol, hello, thank you. Well, over there, well, whatever. Krämer, the Managing Director of Sopra Steria in Germany. Hi again. Yeah, well, you can. From T-System, Mr. Peter Lorenz, good friend and old colleague of mine. How are you? Thank you for being here. And finally, Kiran Somalwar from HCL. Thank you very much. Please have a seat. We have some microphone, right? So maybe you might want quickly to introduce yourself and your company, of course, before we start. And I go straight over there to you, Urs. You're the first one. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Eric. My name is Krämer. I'm the CEO of Sopra Steria Consulting in Germany, which is was formerly known as Moment & Partner. We're a group in Europe with 40,000 people doing management consulting and system integration, and of course digital transformation and data is our daily business. So I'm very excited about this discussion today and also to learn more things.
Thank you for being with us. Anatol.
Yes, I'm with CrossVista, and we've been around for I think 14 or 15 years now, and focusing on DevOps and especially for the Software AG digital platform, so that we offer solutions in that area.
Wolfgang?
Yeah, my name is Wolfgang Herbst, representing the digital business at Capgemini in Germany. All of our customers are talking digital, and we too. We can offer within the Capgemini group nearly 190,000 people globally, and from management consulting till implementation of digital solutions. And this is our focus together with our partners like Software AG.
My name is Peter Lorenz. I'm with T-Systems, running globally the systems integration area of T-Systems. As you can imagine, when you see what's happening over there, we are living in interesting times. Deutsche Telekom and T-Systems, and especially systems integration, have the capability of providing interesting end-to-end scenarios for a digitized world, from network down to compute, with a lot of software and systems integration in between. So for me, very interesting to see the change we can really drive together with partners like Software AG as well. And we have a couple of interesting things going on. I think this is why we got here.
We do. Yeah. Thank you for being here, Peter. Kiran, finally.
Hello, my name is Kiran Somalwar. I'm with HCL. I head the enterprise transformation business at HCL. And so HCL is a $6.5 billion services organization with over 100,000 employees. And a number of conversations with our customers are in the digital transformation and building digital platforms for them topic.
So thank you very, very much for being with us. I mean, it's a little bit noisy. It's always a contest, right? Who makes the most noise here at CeBIT? So yeah, we're gonna rock the show for sure. Wolfgang, I'm gonna start with you and with Capgemini. The impact of the industrial internet. We believe that is going to be even greater in the years to come. Capgemini is, of course, very well-known company, French on top of that, so I love you guys. And as a French, and you are offering many solutions on top of Software AG digital business platform. One of them is being showcased here on the floor. Do you see that enterprises realize really the opportunity of the industrial internet offers, and that they caught into the headlines by the threats it also brings? Do you really think that they are on it right now? What do you see?
Yeah, definitely. I see the window of opportunity, especially for Germany here, for digital services. The Americans or UKs have started this journey already in some areas. And in Germany, we are really well equipped in two, at least to our opinion, in two areas. Using the machine data in the production optimization, what we call typically Industry 4.0, and in the service area to optimize customer service, technical service. And we as a Capgemini are really equipped, as I said, to offer real end-to-end business solutions, which is our focus. And as the money lies on the street or is in the street, I think the adoption rate in Germany is really increasing now with the new possibilities.
Thank you very much. Urs, I'm going to turn to you. Sopra Steria is here in Germany, very famous in banking. The banking is known as being a digitization early adopter. Has this been, from your point of view, uniform across Europe, or is the digital transformation still very regional from your point of view?
So thanks for the good question. First, I try to really speak loud that you understand me, because it's really noisy here. In terms of early adapter, banking early adapter, that's a very interesting point, because I think, yes, banking is an early adapter, but they're for sure not fast enough. They started fast, but it's the complexity is so huge that they are facing huge challenges today.
And they are very disrupted as well, right?
Very disruptive. And let's take Bitbond. Bitbond is a fintech, and they have already 20,000 users, and they offer peer-to-peer lending services, and that's a service offered across Europe, and obviously that's a cross-Europe competition, and it has a severe impact on the banks. So digitalization is and the data, what you have mentioned, it's a clear European, worldwide, global topic for sure. But in terms of banking, you're not alone, because we have the regulatory topics in Germany, the BaFin, and so we have a local market. So that's the other pole what you have to consider, and this is the challenge for the banks. So you have the global competition with technology, but you have the regulatory situation and the interest rate, so it's challenging.
Peter, I turn to you. T-System being part of Deutsche Telekom, which is recognized for being very responsible and trusted in the way of handling customer or consumer data, of course. And this aspect is also very crucial for the market acceptance of a digital scenario in the large sense. So how does you, T-System, at the same time help its customers to keep the data protection standards high, of course, and to harvest the competitive advantage of their own data?
I think the important part is in whatever we do, we have to make sure that data is kept safe. And when you recognize what we discussed with Open Telecom Cloud, data security standards, and all of these things, we take this extremely serious as Deutsche Telekom in whatever we do. No matter if we talk digital scenarios, mobile scenarios, we talk about SAP environments we are running in the cloud, all of these things. I think it's very important to gain trust for digital scenarios, for using the cloud, that we can really guarantee 100% that this is safe. And this is a big undertaking, right? Data security has a lot of aspects. It's how you treat the data. You don't sell the data. You should not breach trust. You have to make sure nobody is breaking in, all of these things. So we have a lot of efforts going on as German Telekom to make sure that this does not happen in whatever level we talk. And we are launching a number of things with TSEC and so on to make sure that we protect our customers as well more and more to guarantee this. When you now talk, maybe a practical example is best to illustrate this a bit better, because data, as you said in the starting here, is valuable, and a lot of people want to get the data to make money out of it, right? But it's valuable for our customers as well and their consumers. So when we just take our joint exercise of the last, what is now 6 months, an airport carrier, the airport operator, what do we do with it? We build an application which is nicely woven into the environment of the airport operator to make a customer experience at the airport as convenient as possible. So when you arrive at the airport, it tells you where to go, what the queue at the security gates are, where you can park your car, how fast you have to walk, and all of these things. Where you can maybe go to shop when you really have to hurry up to make the plane. So all of this is very convenient, but it needs a lot of data, obviously. It needs where you are, it needs how fast you move, all of these things. Technically not a problem to track this, but it's important that we really treat that data accordingly so that the customer can see the trade-off between the value the customer has out of it and us treating it in a good way. So I think this scenario you can see somewhere over there, I think at the end of the hall here, there you can really see it in motion. And the rest is then really very high standards, the right application design and all of these things to really make sure nothing goes really wrong.
So while security remains, of course, a big topic, and more as, of course, data, we share data in real time now. The good example with this application, as you said, you believe that now we have all the means to be very, very secure with our customers in the way they handle their data, right?
I think it's a continuous fight. It's a continuous fight. There will always be smart people who find new ways of doing. This is why we have to be very quick on our feet, no matter what we do. In the data center, in the networks, or in the application, even the application design, we have to be very sure what we really do when we go with customers on this journey of digital transformation. And it has to be really in the forefront of the mind, and therefore some extra efforts are really required.
Thank you, Peter. Peter, I turn to you, Anatol. We talk about data, but we can also talk about the speed of development of new application. New type of application was one of the themes also this morning when we talk about the digital business platform. And we know how important it is, to be fast and agile to respond to new market needs, in particular in digitization, as we said. So what part does CrossVista play in helping customers to kickstart digitization initiatives?
Yeah, this is really interesting because the more agile and the faster you get with your development, the more sophisticated the processes that govern that development actually get. So just the app, there's a bit of a paradox there, right? Because you develop your app in a more flexible, agile way, but the process that governs that development gets actually more and more detailed and more sophisticated. So one of the things we do, we provide out-of-the-box processes that can get all the roles and all the teams and all the tasks together in one end-to-end process. So for instance, when you do your development, you can use our solution to immediately sort of define everyone tasks. So the developer knows when he's done the development, he presses a certain button, or he gets instructed on when he has to merge code, if he has to merge code, or when he has to define a unit test, when he has to define one. The same goes for the change management team. The same goes for the testers, for the monitoring team, and so on and so forth. So that's, I think, the value that you get. So everyone from every team knows exactly what they need to do, and they have their well-defined tasks within the end-to-end agile process.
Thank you very much, Kiran. I, of course, follow up with you now. You're the only one that I not mentioned. We see HCL making a lot of investment in IoT. Again, data is at the heart of the Internet of Things. And we see you winning some very large outsourcing deals, in particular in the Nordics. Volvo is a good example, ABB as well. What is your approach at HCL's to digitization and the IoT market in particular? And how does HCL view its partnership with Software AG today?
So we have seen a lot of conversations pick up with our customers in the area of digitalization and IoT. So, and what we recognize, our point of view is that digitalization is both a bottoms-up and top-down journey. When we say top-down, we mean there's a lot of focus on business strategy and focusing on user experience and customer centricity and so on. When we say bottoms-up, we see a lot of focus on efficiency and moving applications and optimizing applications and moving them to cloud. So to enable both the top-down and bottoms-up journey, you really need a digital business platform that is not a one-off application build, but a continuum of journey. There is a continuum of movement of all your business operations onto this digital business platform. So we see a strong interest in customers wanting to build a digital business platform to run their future business operations, right? And coming to IoT, what we believe is that IoT is one specialization of the digital business platform where the focus is on data, focus is on real-time streaming and analytics on the data, as well as then going to event-driven programming to launch business process actions from the events.
Thank you very much. Urs, I come back to you. Kiran just mentioned the importance of building on top of a digital business platform, that customers need. Again, as we mentioned this morning, you cannot buy innovation, you build innovation. How do you relate to that? How does it sound to you and your expertise in banking in particular?
That's a very simple and very good question, obviously. So what we say is it's not the Big Bang. We all here in this room, we all know that the situation will change dramatically over the next 3 to 5 years. That's obvious. We know this. So in terms of adapting to the situation means that we have to tackle all dimensions, technology dimensions, process dimension, the business model, and especially the organization, the leadership, and the employees. So you have to start those innovation projects. You have to set up possibilities where you explore things, and you all know the famous examples of the Googles of the earth that they have 1 day innovation per day. So you need to start, and you need to make this the DNA of every single employee of the company, and then you will find the answers. It's basically, the technology is there. You guys have the technology, obviously. And we all know the problems that the clients have. Yeah, in banking, for example, it's the low interest rate, it's the regulatory situation. So the complexity is there. The application architecture, it's a mess in banking. It's huge and it's very expensive. So basically, get started and be fast.
Yeah, be fast. We were talking about speed of development. Coming back to you, Kiran, maybe on the development side, API management seemed to be a very common theme in the recent wins that we had together. So what trends do you see in this space of API management with digital transformation?
It's very interesting. APIs, when we would discuss APIs with our customers 2 years ago, they would say, well, that's soda in a new wine bottle, right? So, but the conversation has come a long way since then, where customers are actively pursuing a strategy around API and business services and microservices. So what we, and the kinds of, because APIs does allow the companies to open up their legacy assets to partners, to other departments and so on. So what we see, the current asks from our customers in the API space are specifically around how do I leverage my investment in SOA so I can create the right APIs for my channels, whether it is the business channel or the retail channel or so on. And the second key question that they ask is how do I build, govern and evolve my APIs over time? So for which, having a platform approach makes a significant difference. A third thing is around how do I make my APIs, development using APIs agile. So DevOps, as Anatol talked about DevOps becomes very critical from a build and continuous integration perspective, deploy to operations perspective, and then continuous operations perspective. So these are the three main asks that customers are asking, and I'm sure tomorrow the ask will be around security and so on.
Okay, thank you very much. Anatol, I come back to you. Given the breadth, of the digital business platform of Software AG, we covered how to start faster. But now the question maybe is, how can a customer take really the full advantage of the entire digital business platform faster? Because we know that the suite gets at its best, of course, when you use the entire, let's say, components of it.
Definitely true, and we are responsible for the DevOps piece of it, but we, in our DevOps process, would try to engage all the relevant elements of the digital platform and help you develop faster. For instance, we'll integrate to the test tools that are built, that are part of the digital platform. We'll integrate to the asset catalog. We'll integrate to the enterprise architecture, because a lot of these things are influenced or actually changed by the DevOps process. Let's take the asset catalog, for instance, which is, of course, centrosite. So every time you create an asset, you want to publish it in the catalog. And of course, every time you create an asset, that's probably happened as your development process prompted you to develop it. So every time something is developed, we actually check it into the catalog. But then we also use the catalog to ensure that the governance for a certain asset is fulfilled. So for centrosite offers a policy, a governance policy for every asset. So we check with that. So this is a twofold check, if you will. And then on top of it, centrosite then is connected to the version control repository underneath the DevOps process. And then in the catalog, you can look up your asset, and then you'll see all the versions of it, compare them to each other, know where they are deployed, and so on and so forth, right? So it all comes with the DevOps process. So it really does help you manage not only so we manage not the domain data, if you will, but the metadata that comes with the DevOps process.
Excellent, thank you. Peter, you want to add something? Yeah, sure, you can, yeah.
So I have a good example of a digital business platform we built for a telecom company, where the API is actually the centerpiece of that strategy. And what we are able to assure to a customer is that from the time the business decides to launch a business program, they're able to bring that business program to the customer in 90 days. So very high level of agility, because they have an API platform that enables them to do that. And the second thing is that the API platform also enables them to onboard new partners within a week. So they're able to be much more agile than their competition in terms of onboarding new partners and so on. So a lot more benefits, but it turns out that the API was the key piece of, and DevOps was another key piece of that platform.
Thank you, Kiran. So I turn to you, Peter. Many of the very promising digital scenarios, let's call them like this, combine data, from classic sources or old sources, SAP, for instance, with completely unexpected new data sources. So what are the experiences you have at T-System in combining the information that is locked in the existing systems with the new and real digital business scenarios?
I think the key idea is that you have to run a certain level of transformation in your given environments to make sure you can progress on the digital transformation as well. I think it is a dream to say I do the new things and I leave the old stuff as it is. This will never fly, right? This is why you say they're 11 million and 30% faster. If you want to really get those things done, you need to do a significant transformation of your existing environment. And for that transformation, you need to go to the new technologies, for example, you provide, right? And just to shed some light on this, when you meet a medium or large size customer, you easily find 5,000 or 6,000 applications. So 5,000-6,000 applications, not 500 or 50. We're talking 5,000. So now we add a little bit of digital scenario on top, and then we have 5,200 or so. And to be able to manage that, you need to have an understanding how you really transform your environment. And that's a big elephant. You don't do it at once, you do it obviously in steps. Then you make the elephant dance, as somebody said some years ago. But that transformation really has to happen. And that's our experience we really have. We need to attack both things. We need to attack the given environments and run a structured transformation to the cloud, to the new technologies. Some lifting and shifting, and then we need to innovate on top and sometime in parallel as well. And that, I think, the key thing. We are putting this into an initiative because we really believe in it, called the Cloudifier, and that means that you can buy this from us even in a fixed price way, because we believe most people don't do this or are frightened because the way could be pretty bumpy. It can cost you more money, it can take a lot longer. So if you want to really get people embarking on this journey, you need to share the risk. That's what we believe at T-Systems, and therefore we will go really into new business models as well. Not only new technology, digitalization scenarios, but new business models as well, and that means you do it for a fixed time, fixed price, to really get them up there and get this block out of the way. Otherwise, people are still reluctant to do it. It's not only data security, it's can I really make it?
So my last question will, of course, go to you, Wolfgang. In which client segment do you see the biggest opportunity, let's say, for joint clients? In which segments, I should say, in general, of digitization?
Good question. Before I come to that, let me just respond what the colleagues
To
before
Peter, yeah.
said. So definitely everybody of us knows that elephant our clients have, and to adapt and to modify those elephants. Unfortunately, what we see at least is that the way doing the first step in towards an overall solution is the most critical for that. I would like to add one thing to the intro statement, data is the new value. I think speed is even more relevant to the data and the technical stuff. So, and one solution to that is that we need to speed up business decisions in terms of what is the first step to be taken to do the digital transformation. This is our mission, to provide a stable platform based on partners like the Software AG, based on all the cool development or DevOps processes you mentioned, but to get a stable proof of concept that a new business is really working. And what we see, and now coming to your question, is especially in the manufacturing area, including also automotives and other clients, we, especially in Germany, have a real good opportunity now to make use of those cloud environments, of the integration platforms, orchestration platforms, combine the legacy data with third-party services. And this is at least our focus in the next months.
Thank you, Wolfgang. I think it is time now to open to the floor, right?